Yo, what's up, Internet? Since Media here, and it's 2022, so I'd like to say Happy New Year to everyone who's following this channel or who has come across this channel, and maybe this is your first time here. If so, welcome. If you've seen a couple of my other videos, then, thanks for coming back, not giving up yet. So it's 2022. It's not the first video I made this year. I already made one, but that was a follow-on from one at the end of last year. So I'm not counting that. And I've seen a few people make New Year resolutions videos on their YouTube channels, and I hadn't thought of doing that. But I'd like to just take a short video, really, this time it is going to be short, just to talk about this channel, what it's been doing, where it's going. So last year, as my kind of intro video says, it's the first year I decided to actually do a lot of YouTubing, and I think for me it went really well. I've decided that I was going to focus on doing a range of videos around making music, making electronic music, some mainly somewhere between kind of beat making, ambient, slightly more experimental, somewhere between using FL Studio and sort of DAW based, and using a more free software, doing more programming. So the idea was to kind of combine some of the attitude I was seeing from the hardware people, the circuit bending, building their own synthesizers or sort of electronics hacking, or even just kind of building modular synths. Combine that with doing stuff in software, which is what I do. So both in my DAW, FL Studio, but also by writing code in a number of different environments, making my own synths in Pure Data, composing using Sonic Pi, other live coding languages maybe, building plugins in Protoplug, and some other stuff as well. So I'm still kind of evolving exactly what the focus of what this channel is about, but I'm having a lot of fun as I do that. So what are my resolutions for this year? Well, more really. So the first thing is I've got a list of 121 ideas for videos, and I'm not sure I'm going to make a resolution to commit to doing them all, because that's a lot. So should I try and commit to doing 100 of them, which is basically 2 a week, or maybe just take it easy and do 1 a week, 50? But I have this list. Let's see how many I managed to get done this year. I'm quite enthused by it. So the second thing though is shorter videos. Every time I make a video, I kind of say, this time it's going to be a short one, and somehow it always 40 minutes later, 50 minutes later, it's still there. I'm going to really try. This is my focus this year. I kind of quite like this slow rambling thing, but I know I've got to make slightly more focused and shorter videos. So that's my second resolution this year. We'll see how it goes. Some of them will get technical, and then it takes some time, but maybe I can kind of cut those into pieces, or it's something I'm still thinking about, but I'm going to be experimenting slightly with that format this year. So the third resolution is to try and find the right balance between music and programming. Obviously, one of the kind of features of this channel is it's about programming to make music, and that's not going away. I think it's kind of an important thing. I think it's one of the things that makes this channel a bit different from some others. But at the same time, it's a channel I want to use to talk about music as well. And so I'm going to try and go for a 50-50 split. About half of the videos are going to be actual coding videos, tutorials, focus on those sort of techniques. And maybe this isn't clear, but I'm not doing on this channel, I'm not aiming to do real beginner programming. I'm kind of always thinking that the people who are watching, you know a bit of programming in some language. And so I'm introducing you to what's possible, what are the options available to you if you want to bring your existing programming skills to making music. That's one angle here. But it's also, let's say you've done a bit of Sonic Pi, you've kind of done the beginners courses. It's also to bring a few slightly more advanced programming techniques, so that if you're learning programming through doing something like Sonic, or you're interested in learning programming through music, then this will be more than just the really basic programming techniques. This will be more than just loops and variables. We will talk about transforming data structures like arrays, or using higher order functions that take other functions as arguments. If you don't know what that means, don't worry. When I do it, I will give you examples, but I'm hoping to push it up a bit. And so really, programming music is quite hard to get into because it's a bit obscure. So I'm hoping that what this channel will do is help you. The things that I discover, I'm sharing with you. I'm hoping that this will help you get into some of those things too. So yeah, so half of the channel is that. But the other half is I kind of want to talk more about music. I want to talk about music theory. I want to maybe jam. I want to show you what I do when I make music. And I want to kind of explore some of the techniques I'm learning with you. So that's what I'm kind of aiming for. Resolution number 3 this year is this 50-50 split. About half of them programming, the other half more music. So the fourth resolution is I actually want to talk more about my music. I mean, I've been making music for a long time, sometimes by myself. I'm in a couple of kind of groups, so, sometimes more experimental, sometimes more kind of beat dance oriented. Increasingly I'm interested in melodies and learning more about that sort of composition. I'm still full of inhibitions and don't like to push that too much, and I don't want to make this channel all about that, but I kind of want to, if you like what I do on this channel, then you might be interested in the kind of music that comes out of it. So I'm trying to find a way to talk about what I'm doing musically, show you perhaps some of the work in progress. I have a number of different musical identities I use for slightly different styles, but I am a bit inhibited about talking about that. I am a bit shy about it. But this year, resolution is to be a bit more upfront, talk about it, sell myself more as a musician, and also get better. I mean, I've described it before to someone as, I wish my music was better, but I don't wish it was different. What I mean by that is that I still think there's a lot of ways I can improve in terms of production, in terms of being a bit less repetitive. I mean, sometimes it needs to be repetitive, sometimes it doesn't, but a bit more variation, getting out of kind of just making loops, getting into making better structures, better production quality, better mixing, mastering. At the same time, I'm really sort of feeling now I've converged on a set of elements that I want in my music and what I like. And so I'm going to show this music to people now. At the same time, I also still have a way to learn, and I want to kind of show some of what I'm learning. So I hope I can find the right balance between that. Not overloading this channel by talking about my music, but at least showing enough of my music that you see how combination of the technique and the artistic, and how they all fit together. And I hope that's going to be interesting, maybe give you some ideas, maybe encourage you in your own music making. And then this fifth resolution then is just finish more, get some more EPs and albums out there. Like I say, I've got several identities. Each of them, well, I've got a whole folders full of unfinished material I'm still working on, sounds, beats, loops. And yeah, I mean, I've got ideas of how I'm going to build those out into finished pieces of music and how I'm going to put those together in EPs, albums. Got to think a little bit about the kind of sequencing, marketing, how I'm actually going to kind of promote them as well. I want to be a bit more serious about that. But it's all part of this concept of finishing. It's easy to sit at your computer and knock out a lot of material, but how do you decide, filter, sort that, organize it, get it into some final thing that is sufficiently composed, put together and interesting that other people might want to listen to it. So that's it. Those are my resolutions for 2022 as they relate to this channel. That list of 121 ideas, how many of those can I get done? How can I perhaps get better at making shorter, more to the point videos? This one's probably getting long as well, isn't it? I know. How to kind of get the right balance, get the balance of music and programming, show you more actual music stuff, but but not lose track of the programming. Programming is always going to be an important part of this channel. Talk more about my music, show you more of my music, and finally, this year I want to get EPs and albums and sort of finish things out and show a little bit of that. It's kind of part of the same thing. So I think that's pretty much it. That's where this channel is going this year, and I've been having fun so far, and I hope it's going to continue to be fun, and I hope it's going to continue to be worthwhile, for you guys to watch as well. So that's it. Synth Media, I'm out. Happy New Year.